Welcome to Let's Talk. Today we have with us Lynda Nash. She is the director of the Beck Pride Center at Arkansas State University. Lynda, welcome.
Thank you.
Can you tell us a little bit about what the Beck Pride Center is, who it serves, and how it began?
Well, we've been at A State for 10 years, and so we had an alum, Buddy and Charlotte Beck, that were interested in doing something for veterans in Northeast Arkansas, and of course he had come from Arkansas State University and has done well, and so he decided at that time that he wanted to do it with A State, and so he donated $1 million to start the Beck Pride Center 10 years ago. And we have a board of directors. We're a not-for-profit, so we're run through the A State Foundation, and we are under the College of Nursing and Health Professions. And so, but we do have a national board of directors that meets twice a year that helps guide our program. And we provide all kinds of services. I think one of the things that people don't realize sometimes is that you do not have to be a student at A State. And so we serve, you just have to be a veteran.
A veteran.
And so if there's a veteran that needs assistance, maybe they are interested in going back to school or seeking some form of education, whether it's at A State or someplace else, that's fine. We'll talk to them about educational benefits, how to get school paid for, how do you register, do you need tutoring or other assistance to do that? Does your family members have access through some VA benefits to go back to school? Or are you looking for a job, a new career, you've retired from the military, or you've been discharged, and so now what do I do with myself? And we also help veterans that are having adjustment issues. So mental health issues or adjustment to coming back to the community. So we will help coordinate services either in-house or out-of-house for mental health services, help them navigate the VA system. It's complicated,
Right.
It's difficult to understand, and sometimes when you're getting out, especially if you were wounded, you may not have caught all the information that you needed. And it changes.
Right.
And so we want to help them navigate that system successfully and get all the benefits that they're entitled to.
How long have you been with the Beck Pride Center?
I did therapy for them probably since almost the start, but I've been the director since 2013.
Well, as you pointed out, clearly it's not just about education, even though it's at the university. Have you seen, has it transcended because you found different needs of?
I think so, because one of our jobs is to listen to the veteran and try and help understand what it is they do need. And so where are they frustrated or where are they struggling, and try and meet those needs. And so education was one of them, even with GI benefits or post 9/11 benefits to go back to school. They were having to go to Little Rock and go through the application process and testing, and that was time consuming and traveling. And so we made arrangements and have an agreement with the VA system so that they placed a voc rehab officer at A State. And so now they don't have to travel anymore. They can come there, and she serves any veteran that's wanting to go back to school through the voc rehab program, and it doesn't matter which school it is, but she's housed at A State, which is a huge benefit for our veterans in Northeast Arkansas. And then also, some of them, it takes maybe a couple times to get started. They're intimidated by classrooms or large classrooms, and so maybe they need to go someplace smaller and then start back at a university. We may send them to A State Newport, for example. That's a smaller classroom setting, or some of the classes that are being offered, say in Paragould, or ASU that's at Mark Tree if they want to do mechanics or some of the other programs. And so help them find what's a good fit for them.
Right.
And then for those that aren't quite ready for that or are not interested in that, maybe they need other services. And so they haven't signed up for VA medical care. They don't know how to do that. They don't know how to sign up for eBenefits, which is the online program for VA to access your services. So we do trainings on how do you register, how do you navigate that system. So that's part of it. We have support groups. We have the PTSD Foundation, has 2 meetings of support groups for combat veterans, and then we also have a combat veteran support group that meets every Thursday at noon, and that is a clinician comes out of the Vet Center out of Memphis and does that program. We run a day room so that our veterans have a place to come and feel comfortable, feel safe,
Yeah.
have a snack, have a meal, do homework if they are in school, visit with other veterans. They've got school supplies there, computers are set up, and so we can check in with them to see how they're doing. And so that's been very popular. I think for February, we're sort of keeping account now of how many visitors we have just to the day room, and I think we had about 450 that came in just in February.
450.
Mm-hmm.
Lynda, I think everyone gets the idea that we want to appreciate our veterans, but I don't think everyone, if you don't have a veteran in your family or a loved one or somebody that you care for, you don't understand maybe why all these services are important, because you're saying, well, I said thank you, and and that's not, that doesn't help. Can you describe what you see, what special circumstances make veterans unique from other segments of the community in their needs and why they have those needs?
Well, for a lot of especially our combat veterans, I'll use them as an example. Our young men and women that left from Northeast Arkansas, they've been exposed to other cultures, other countries, they've traveled. That always changes you.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, some of their duties also put extreme stress on them physically.
Because being a soldier is being a soldier. It's very difficult.
That's correct. And so, if you were a National Guardsman, Army, etc., boots on the ground, 80-pound pack, pounding sand, X number of hours of the day, heat, sandstorms, things like that, that takes a toll on knees, backs, shoulders. It scours your sinuses, and there's physical issues. And so I have a lot of 30-something-year-old veterans that come back that if it wasn't for their age, they'd almost qualify for a knee replacement.
Is that right?
And they've worn out their shoulders with these packs and the other gear that they wear. Mm-hmm. And so they hurt. They physically hurt. They've strained all these different parts of their body. And so they see a higher correlation of other illnesses and things that take place. And the other part is, what did they see and what did they experience? Some of the sights, sounds, risk, their life was on the line, and that changes you. You witness some atrocities. You see people that you're serving with, that you eat dinner and meals with, and then they're hurt, killed in not pleasant ways. And those memories stay with you. And some struggle more than others. And so I've seen this in my own family. 3 of our children were all active duty Army and deployed. One was a medic and has struggled quite a bit with just the things that he had to do as part of his normal duties. For my youngest child, who's now 33, but when he was a medic, he said, in Iraq, one of the hardest things for him was, he said, I worked on a lot of children. And sometimes my job was to stay with them while they died. He wasn't prepared for that.
Yeah.
And so those memories don't go away.
Can't imagine how you do prepare for that.
No. And so smells, triggers, a broken bicycle frame on the side of the road gives them, a flashback in a sense. And sometimes they're embarrassed by their strong reactions, their hypervigilance. And so then they want to avoid people and they stay away from people. And that's not good for them. And so they need socialization. They need to get back in their communities and participate. And that's part of our job, is to help them do that, to be successful where they feel that they can be a productive member of their community and for their family members, because families change also.
The mayor and I think Community Development Director Tiffany Calloway came out to see you guys and met some of the veterans that you guys have served, and they tell really heartfelt, impressive stories about the work of the Beck Pride Center. What do you have any favorites?
Well, I am proud of some things we've accomplished because I've seen it impact individuals directly.
Uh-huh.
You know, we've had some that have gone back and gotten a college degree, first of their family to do that. And I don't think they would have without the support. You know, someone checking in, you got everything you need help with homework, and just sort of touching base with them. One of the things I think I'm the proudest of is at this point, the ones that we've actively worked with, we've never had a completed suicide. That says a lot.
It really
Suicide rate
does.
is pretty high for veterans.
The suicide rate is very high.
And so that's something we work hard on. We started a service dog training program to address some of those needs. Our veterans came to us and said, you know, my clinician, my doctor's recommended a service animal. I can't find one. There's none in the area. They're too expensive. It's too far away. And so we looked at ADA requirements, and we located a trainer who has all the certifications necessary. And so we developed a service dog training program, and we're just getting ready to start our 4th class. So our first class had 12 that graduated, that completed the service dog program. It's an 18-week program. The community has supported it, so it's at no cost to our veterans. We've coordinated with some of the shelters in the area, Jonesboro Animal Shelter and the Humane Shelter. And so we're taking some dogs that were shelter animals and training them to be a service animal. And so we're really excited about that. That was a need that they expressed and we were able to make happen. And so we're working hard on that. We do a lot of community education because some of our clinicians, they're good clinicians, but they've not had experience with a combat veteran, for example.
Okay.
And so we've tried to do quarterly workshops about moral injury and PTSD, traumatic brain injuries, common things that we see with our veterans. And so to improve their skills and to give them more knowledge so that they can serve better. We had last Friday and Saturday, there was a clergy workshop that was offered through the VA out of Little Rock here. And we had a chaplain who came in to train local clergy on meeting spiritual needs of our veterans. That's important.
Yep.
And then we're having a training April 3rd for first responders. And this is through the gracious benefit of having one of our VA in DC came down to visit and offered to sponsor this training for law enforcement, any first responder, mental health, medical, on identifying and working with a veteran in crisis. And so that'll be April 3rd. And so we're able to offer that at no charge to any of our first responders anywhere from Northeast Arkansas.
Tell me what other needs are there? How can people contribute? Can they make donations to the Beck Pride Center, or can they volunteer? How can people help?
Well, at times we do programs where we do need volunteers and for registration to help set up and take down for different workshops, those type of events. I've had different groups that have gotten together and donated to our day room so that we have cheese crackers and snacks and bottled water so that they can come in, grab something between classes or whatever. If we have a group meeting, just some little snack items, those are always graciously accepted. And so different groups have adopted us at times and helped meet those needs. We've had supplies donated for our service dog program. And so dog toys, dog beds, leashes, things to help with our training and share with the ones that are going through that. We appreciate that. And so all they have to do is notify us if they would like to, and I will try and find them a job.
And if there are veterans out there who are not aware of the Beck Pride Center and they need help, how do they contact you?
Well, you can, if you email, you can email me. That's very easy. And it's lnash, N-A-S-H, at astate.edu. And then you can also call. And so if you call directly, it would be 870-972-2624. Miss Mary will probably answer the phone, and she'll be happy to take a message, and I'll get back with you. We are in the Reynolds building. We also are glad to have visitors. At any time they can drop in, we'll give you a tour and talk to you about what it is that we do. We're on the lower level. And so if you're familiar with the A-State campus, I think the easiest way is our back door. And you can come down University Loop, which runs right beside First National Bank Arena. And where the yellow entrance is, the Danner Road's across the street. Turn on it, it ends in our parking lot.
And it's also a good bonding spot, isn't it?
It is. And so we have all ages.
Uh-huh.
You know, I had a 95-year-old veteran who dropped in the other day, and who is one of the few. He served in World War II, Korea, and Vietnam.
Oh my.
Touched on all three. He's fascinating, sharp as he can be. And so, and our younger veterans learn from them. So, you know, we welcome all veterans.
That's good, because I know their shared experiences are not anything that just an average citizen can relate to. So it probably means a lot to them too.
And they enjoy talking to other veterans and to find common ground. Also, how they've coped, and so they learn from each other.
Yeah.
And that's a huge benefit.
That's great. Now, do you have any events coming up that you'd like to talk about?
Well, the April 3rd is the next one that we're really pushing. And so if someone has an interest for that workshop, just call. You'll see more promotion going up about it. And so I have a little flyer about it. And then we are hosting a town hall meeting for the Memphis VA system. And I believe that is going to be April 16th, and that will be at the First National Bank Arena. The time is still subject, I'm not sure, but we suspect around 1 o'clock. But there'll be information pending out there about that. We do have a Facebook page. You can search for Beck Pride Center at A-State. And we always post anything that's going on and keep you updated on our Facebook page, and that's an easy way to reach out.
Very nice, very nice. Well, Lynda Nash with the Beck Pride Center at Arkansas State University. Lynda, thank you for joining us on Let's Talk.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you.